Y'all acting like this is something new, like your grandma wasn't 14, 15 when she had your mama and your daddy. Stop playing, man. Y'all got to stop. Y'all Christians, ain't y'all? Y'all Christians, ain't y'all? Do you know how old Mary was? Do you know how old Joseph was? Period. Whether you want to go along with the story or not, that Jesus was immaculate conception and he didn't have a daddy, he just had a mother. Well, it doesn't matter. Mary still married Joseph. She still had other children with Joseph. She was a teenager. So I'm really not comprehending this outside of the fact, yeah, brother, spell casting, that they've used sorcery and witchcraft on you. That's all they did. Sorcery and witchcraft. So again, I want to make this clear before anybody gets butthurt. I am not defending anything that R. Kelly has been accused of. I want to make that clear. I'm just looking at the behavior of my own people and how we just eat each other up and we just gobble, gobble, gobble and throw each other out the window. Some of y'all got babies made off of R. Kelly. Some of y'all was making babies after you seen the sex tape bumping R. Kelly. Shut up. 98% of y'all is full of shit. Because after that video came out back in 2003 with that girl and R. Kelly, how many of y'all can't say y'all ain't? Man, come on now. Stop playing, man. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You support pedophilia. So again, let's get rid of R. Kelly. Fine, let's get rid of the pedophiles. Let's get rid of these little lower class pedophiles. But you better remember, the big pedophiles run these big companies that you like to buy toys for your children. And you like to sit your children down and watch the television shows. These are the companies. So while we getting rid of R. Kelly, y'all can go ahead and act like we don't have a bigger issue going on. Just like a girl tried to say, well, R. Kelly beat all those charges. He paid off the court. Again, if that is the case, we have a bigger issue to be looking at, because that means that we can't find justice for these victims out here that has been suffering from pedophilia and rape and child molestation. That means there's no justice for them. So if that is the case, if people are able to pay these people off, then what the fuck is everybody on the internet for talking about R. Kelly? Period. You wasn't alive during slavery neither. You still complain about that shit. I don't want to hear it, y'all. That's what I'm saying. If we go to get R. Kelly, let's round them all up. Let's get them all up. Let's get them all, since everybody's so butthurt. Because ain't that what this called? I comprehend. Y'all like, well, he mind control. I'm talking about these women that are adults and was with him and didn't want to leave. Ain't that what y'all call game? I'm just confused. I just thought that's what y'all called game. I thought that's what's y'all called digmatized. Because I know it's a bunch of y'all females that did some super duper stupid shit. I know it's a bunch of y'all females that did some super duper stupid shit because you done been digmatized. You wanna know how I know? Because I done had females do some super duper stupid shit for me because they've been digmatized. So y'all can sit up here and stop playing all this self-righteous shit. Period. The thing that really shows is that you have no loyalty to self, because a lot of you have family rapists. A lot of you have family molesters, and y'all ain't even trying to fix that at all. But my man R. Kelly is such a big problem. You want to know why R. Kelly is getting the hit that he's getting from everybody? I'm going to hit it right here. Because R. Kelly is the face of that cousin that raped your ass, that uncle that raped your ass. That's what it is. R. Kelly is getting the brunt that he's getting because he's symbolic of that family rapist that's in everybody's family and nobody want to talk about it. They just been letting this shit go on up under the rug. So R. Kelly got to take the brunt for y'all and y'all quiet little sneaky ass family who been having babies with cousins and shit, because y'all come from molestation and incest. Let's just keep it real. Come on now. Come on. It's a lot of rock throwing. It is. And my whole thing is, you can't say anything. If you come from a 14-year-old grandmother and a 25-year-old grandfather, then look, where'd you come from then? Straight up statutory rape status all day. A lot of y'all come from statutory rape. Some of y'all got good, great families. They got a long history, but still, guess what? You started from statutory rape, period. A lot of us did. A lot of us were grandparents from down south. We started from what is called statutory rape. It's as simple as that. So I'm not making an excuse for R. Kelly, but we have to sit back and look at this stuff as a whole. And again, if we're going to get R. Kelly, let's get him all. Let's go for the real big, powerful dude. Let's make sure Weinstein goes to court. Let's make sure that if they're going to be doing documentaries, let's make sure that the Weinstein documentary gets as much push as the R. Kelly documentary. The Woody Allen documentary. Let's make sure it gets real hardcore push. How about this? If y'all really about justice, because they've already got a lot of documentaries out on these dudes. How about we share these videos on Facebook and let's all put together on an ad to make sure that these other pedophilias, dudes that got cases that's 20, 30 years old, that hasn't seen court, who's been marrying their adopted children, let's make sure all of they ass, let's make sure all of them is getting the publicity. Because if you ain't willing to do that, then you're fronting. That means you just like to eat your own. Because I watched you eat Bill Cosby. I'm sitting back watching you eat R. Kelly. Why these big, powerful men who got these casting couches that are going to be there when your daughter goes there. It's going to be there when your son. Y'all see them videos on YouTube? The casting couch where the boy got to go ahead and let somebody put something in his mouth or put something in his rear end. And your daughter got to do something. That shit is not a lie. That shit is real. That shit is real. You want to know how I know? Because before there was a YouTube, I had a rich, wealthy brother from Washington, D.C. on a trip to Atlanta sit down and break the whole thing down to me before there was a YouTube. This was in 2003. Told me the same things like, yeah, man, you know, I'm in Washington, D.C. He's like, you know, I'm into politics and everything. He's like, and I'm reaching the level of success on the ladder. He's like, but when I got to a certain level, he's like, because they allow you to get to a certain level on your own. They allow you to get to a certain level off your own work, your own intelligence, right? He's like, they basically wanted to fuck me in the ass to move higher, is what he said. And he said, and when I started trying to make a complaint to say something about it, they told me if I valued the life that I currently have, then it's best if I keep my mouth shut. He says, so from that point on, I decided to get out of politics. Because in order for me to move up in politics, I got to take a lot of dick. I'm just keeping it real. So I heard this before, all these conspiracy theories about a Jay-Z and all of this. And I say this to say, and he told me this. He's like, I say this. He said, I said that to say this. Because he knew me and his son at the time, we trying to make it into the music world. He know that we trying to make it in music, right? So he say, I tell you boys, I'm saying this to tell you boys that if you're trying to make it in the music industry, he's like, yeah, you probably gonna make it so far off your talent. He's like, cause y'all real talented. He's like, but when it's time for you to cross that line and you trying to really make it, he's like, they gonna pull you over and they gonna ask you what they asked me to do in politics. He's like, and now he said, now if you willing to do that, he said, go ahead. But if you a man and you believe, and he said, if you believe in God and all the time, he said, then you ain't gonna do that. Period. This is what somebody told me before there was a YouTube. So y'all, everybody else out there who just got hip to these dudes got to give up their booty and women got to get gangbanged on YouTube, y'all knew. I had somebody that dealt with it already sit down and tell me, period. Which goes to say, which now that we got to this point, which goes to say, all these famous ass niggas, these Neo, y'all can act like Neo ain't a sugar booty. All these famous Negroes coming out, going against R. Kelly. Don't act like we know how you got where you got. Stop it. Stop it. Stop playing. Y'all can sit there and act like y'all don't sit there and believe that these dudes ain't giving up booty to get where they got. Like they're just so talented. Like all of these rappers all of a sudden just sound the same. Yet they're all so super talented. Yet they all sound the same. Yet they're all so super talented. These niggas are sugar booties. It's just as simple as that. No offense to anybody that is actually homosexual, but I'm talking about these dudes that like to portray a certain image like they're men and they're straight and they like women, but they really took it somewhere to get somewhere. Man, y'all can stop. I don't believe in none of this is what's going on right now because it's illusion. And I'm watching my people fall for it and eat their own. So y'all, let's not forget. I got to say this again, even though there are R. Kellys out there. Let's not forget that these casting couches in these industries are still going to exist because R. Kelly is not that powerful. But you have to understand, because if R. Kelly was as powerful and rich like we like to pretend, then he'd be somewhere like Weinstein. You see, that's why I got to give it to Simmons. Russell Simmons, he was smart. Sold all his stock, all his property, he got up because he seen it coming. And somebody probably pulled this chain like, look, man, this whole Me Too movement, they about to make you black people the face of that. The same way that we made Muslims the face of terrorism, you guys are going to be the face of rape, like in 1719. Ha, we got you 300 years later, niggas. You were the face of raping little lily white women and women back then. Now you the rapist of everybody. You rape your women, you rape our women, you the face of rape all over again. All over again. You are being tricked. I know marketing when I see it, and can't none of y'all tell me, because don't none of y'all deal in marketing. You work regular jobs. No offense to anybody, but I'm telling you, this marketing is my thing. I've seen it. I see what they're doing. And you're falling for it. And it's sad. It is really, it's sad. Period. Because you're attacking the drug dealer out on the street, but you're forgetting about the lab where there's some little nerdy ass white boy that's actually mixing the concoction and sending it somewhere so it can make it to you where you're at. So how are you going to resolve the issue? See, man, I cannot believe it. It is so sickening and sad to see what my people do to each other. All the fake wokeness that there is online, all the fake wokeness, all the fake black man wokeness that is on the internet is so sickening. To see how a little bit of marketing, the same marketing that made you think that the Jordans can make you jump 3 feet higher, is the same marketing that they're using on your ass right now. And D.L. Hughley said it the best. The worst place for a black person, so-called black person, to exist is in the mind, is in the imagination.